Ladies and gentlemen, coming at you live from the base of Murgo's Loft, I'd like to welcome you back to the continuation of Bloodborne. My name is Allison Cruz, and I am pleased to announce that we are finally done with our feature-length adventure through the ailing Loran chalice, and we will no longer step through those hallowed grounds, and instead, we set our sights to actually dealing with the main plot of the game, of which it becomes a lot more convoluted after this point, as you will soon come to realize. Last time we left off in this area, we noticed that we had a couple of these strange creatures known as Murgo's attendants, and they seem fairly ambivalent to your presence here, which makes them all that more susceptible to back shots. As we go further in, though, you'll notice that they start behaving a little bit more erratically, especially in this area, so I would probably try to get rid of as many of them as you can, because they will end up getting pretty upset at you, and it's not a very fun bit of business when these insecure creatures decide they want to start attacking you. So there we go. They don't give you that much experience, so it's not even worth grinding up on them or anything, as much as I'm sure that they would love it. But if we start attacking with, you know, other variants, they're going to start shoving you around, and some can even inflict poison on you, so I very much would not like to deal with that, and just try to, you know, thin the herd a bit, as it were. The budget has been ballooning in this place, and there's really no reason for that, especially when all the big bucks are going to the chief attendant right over there, which is essentially the same as an executioner, only it can induce rapid poison for some reason. Not sure why that is, so keep in mind the timing is very similar to that. There we have it. And, ooh, you're gonna be mad. It's like, who's gonna give me orders now, damn it? Yeah. So, I busted out the old Beast Hunter safe once again, and I leveled it up to 8, which means it's a pretty good stuff for us, I think. At least, I'd like to think so. But you do want to be careful in this area, because there is a massive pit that these creatures would just love to shove you under. So if I just, there you go. You can fall down there. There's another attendant over there. They have dual managerial responsibilities. But some of these ones, yeah, the ones with the funny looking hats, they're gonna shoot you from afar. So just try to avoid that if possible. Oh, there we go. Thank you for proving my point there, friendo. Oh god. Yeah, so, not fun. Rapid poison is a very unpleasant status ailment, and it's probably just best to avoid that. Okay. So, if you just go ahead... Oh, the whip is actually kind of hard to time. Thank you. And we'll just go ahead and bum rush you. I didn't get any level ups after the last episode. Or I didn't cash him in, I should say, but we just barely got 1 level out of that fight, which was pretty intense, but I'm so glad we were able to do it in a reasonable amount of time, especially considering the fact that I'm probably not going to be able to record much of this in the near future. So I want to get this area mostly done with so I can do another chalice offline, like off screen. So don't you pretty little fellas worry about it. As we head up here, I think we're going to be met with a fairly grotesque sight. You remember those experiments we saw back in the research hall? Well, they extended here as well. And it's not fun when you see a cross between a dog and a crow. A dro or a krog, perhaps. Just be careful. And note that the body will dictate what attack pattern they have. Oh god, we've got this over here. Gentlemen, I didn't mean to ruin this meeting of the minds. There you go. Jesus. The rabies you would get from these things is astronomically terrible. Let's head up these stairs. Oh boy. What's going on? I hear some, they sound really loud in the headphones. Oh, and you want to do that. Alright, that's fine. Ugh. I would like an item, please. You are hoarding a tempering damp blood gem. Okay. It's probably not going to be very good, but I'll still take it. Oh. Yeah, it's just cruel and inhumane and unusual. Oh my god, death from above, thank you. Okay, and there should be a couple more down here, I would imagine. Oh my god, maybe this is the Dro. It's scary, man. Oh, and there's another one. It's your friend, your brethren. God, could you imagine just seeing a different species head just implanted on your body? That would be just the most jarring, bizarre thing to ever witness. I would probably just end it all at that moment, knowing that I'm a victim of a terrible crime, and yet I will have my pebbles. Regardless. Well, this is actually not a bad shortcut, because this, believe it or not, will take us all the way down to the base where we started. So, pretty nifty little area to go ahead and return to in case you want to go back to the old hunter's dream and recuperate on some of your stats, but I think we're fine. The boss that's coming up is truly not that bad. People say he's worse in New Game Plus, and I don't know how, but he's a bit of a joke here, and I was actually confused on how to defeat him the first time around, and it's also very annoying. There's baby crying. It's fantastic. So we have a bridge here. It seems mobile, to say the absolute least. I don't think it falls out from under you or anything, so no need to worry about that. But we have a new type of enemy called the skeletal puppets. These things will move around, evade your techniques, and generally respawn after you kill them. So not particularly worth your time to defeat them or even engage in them most of the time, but without further ado, let's step into the fog and confront the first boss of Murgo's Loft.
Ah, cause, or some say cosm. Do you hear our prayers? No, we shall not abandon the dream. No one can catch us. No one can stop us now.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present Mikolash, the host of the Nightmare. This is a fairly interesting fight, but it's also very annoying, and so we'll try to do our best in collecting everything we can and trying to get him exactly where you want him to be. He's constantly going to be running. His AI is super buggy, but we'll make use of him here. And ooh, oh, hello. You just sweet Jedi mind tricks there, friend. He's supposed to go into this room, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and just take care of these guys now. They're gonna be pretty annoying. There we go. For the time being, I have moonlighted the Holy Moonlight Sword, and we are swapping out for our old friend Ludwig. So we'll just go ahead and take care of this. Come on. He's gotta show up somewhere. Oh, how dare you. Oh, there he goes. Get into that room, damn it. You and me, mano a mano. Come on. I don't know why he elects to turn this into some game. I think I actually need to come at him from this center area. So let's get our wits about us. Thank you. And let's chase him. Silence. There you go. Okay, so here's where we get to fight properly. And what he's got is very annoying moves. So just do as much damage as possible and not get hit by that. And that was it.
Oh, majestic! A hunter is a hunter, even in a dream. But alas, not too fast. The nightmare swirls and churns unending.
That's not creepy or weird in the slightest. Ooh, hello, let's grab this. I'm pretty sure this is very good for us. Yeah, what do we got? Chunks, 3 of them. But what you do want to come down here for are additional goodies, not including the likes of which these guys will absolutely... Whoa. Okay, you know what? Not today. Thank you. Oops, okay. He's going to keep repeating himself forever, so the sooner we get to him, the better off we'll be. But I do want to grab this item. I'm just afraid of what's hiding. Here we go. So you're just gonna do that. The attendant, come on, get out here. Oh, this is gonna be bad, isn't it? Oh. If I just do this. Oh shit. Don't use yourself as live bait, Mr. Cruz. There we go. I don't know if the little one's gonna follow, but I would like... Oh, come on now. She always uses her chain when I least expect it. Thank you. All I was asking for. Okay. I still have plus 300 HP, but... Ugh. Alright. This is the Moon Rune, which allows us to get even more blood echoes for every enemy we defeat. I'll probably end up using the 3rd one we find here, because that'll only give us, I think, either 15 or 20%, while this last one gives us the most. But we'll talk about that later. For now, it's up the stairs. And we've got more friendos. Jeez, man. This area is just like really loud too. Like the music, as cool as it is, God, 8 blood vials. Here I was thinking I was being too liberal with my use of them, but not even close. Okay, another foggy area. There he is up there. Can you stop orgasming for 5 seconds and allow me to follow you? So he's gonna go in there, which is not fun. Can I follow you? I don't think I can. I feel like I tried that the first time I fought him. But actually the first time, speaking of, I came here, I ran right off the edge here because I didn't see it. I just didn't see that he went into the mirror, because why would I have any reason to think that he would run in there? And I was like, oh, there's a lamp over there. He probably ran there. Shut the hell up. Stop it. But we got a chunk here, and we have an area that we can drop down into. That's going to be important for the final phase of the fight, which we're not quite there towards. So as he teleported away, yes, this is where we can go. He actually appears on the other side of this mirror, and a cheese strat you can use here is throw poison daggers at him if you really want to, but it might not necessarily be worth it. So I'm just gonna try and drop down. Oh, and he ran. Well, that's annoying. He's gonna run here and lock himself away. Wait, what? I thought he... Huh? Did we do that much damage in the first phase that he just completely skipped the next one? Okay, get rid of you guys. Quicksilver. Oh, right. We need to go and find this room, too. Pretty important, and something you should do. And he's just gonna repeat himself ad nauseum, so I'm sure mixing this area in post is gonna be great. Thank you. Can't pick anything up. Alright. He had new dialogue there for some reason, but the iron door key is not super important, but something you should still pick up. And then more cold-blooded. Alright, well, I'll leave you losers behind. And we can go back to that same sort of room that we could drop down onto and hopefully finish the fight. Because this is, I guess, technically where he's at his most difficult. So we'll go and switch back on over to Ludwig. Yep, grant us eyes, plant eyes on our brains. Can I actually stop you from speaking?
Cosmos, of course.
Alright, here we go. Mano a mano. Oh shit, he actually does like fist up. Oh god. Okay. Careful for that move, by the way. That might wreck you. But overall, Mikolash is kind of a bitch.
Oh, now I'm waking up. I'll forget everything.
Well, I suppose I was a little premature on all of the frenzy-resistant outfit that I'm wearing, but we'll go ahead and throw the Mensis cage on. This hexagonal iron cage suggests their strange ways. The cage is a device that restrains the will of the self, allowing one to see the profane world for what it is. And there we have it. This is for you, my buddy Mikolish Cage. I guess if you want, you could probably still explore a bit. Now would probably be the time you go and grab that iron key, but it's not a big deal. He really doesn't put up that much of a fight. As long as you keep strafing, he really can't do much to hurt you. But, yeah, that was the first boss, and for some reason that gives people trouble, so we'll see what the second one brings, because honestly, that one isn't much more difficult either. We get a new lamp for our pleasures, and I should probably go and step in, and let's take a quick look at our blood echo situation. Alright, well, as you could have guessed, probably not a lot of level ups in our future, but off screen, if I do end up getting a lot, then I'll probably just go and toss them all into Arcane, but for the time being, maybe we'll still focus a little bit on attack, because we're still getting some pretty good numbers here, if you ask me, so we'll go for that. Still have a few left over, which is nice. I'll be using my cold blood fairly liberally here, I think. But let's go and repair up, and actually, do I have enough? I don't. I'm short by 2. If I wanted, I could probably just, you know, drop 40 insight and finish it off for good, but it's not worth it in the slightest. And at this point, my runes are as follows: Frenzy Resistance plus 200, all damage reduction plus 4%, and Visceral Attacks restore health. So pretty generic, standard run-of-the-mill affair here, and I think we are good to continue on. So from the Nightmare Headstone, let's go to the middle of Murgo's Loft. This is not a fun place to be. You know, despite the many precautions we have taken in order to protect ourselves from what we're about to face, I am still struck with fear, embedded with dread over this damn bridge and what lies beyond. So, yeah, you gentlemen have absolutely no grounds to speak. Oh, there's 3 of you. What the? Alrighty then. Still with the pebbles. Nice job. Ooh, and you dropped 2 chunks. I'm really glad I didn't just spend 40 insight to level up the Beast Hunter, but yeah, this is not a fun area to be, and getting there is kind of son of a bitch. Alright, well, if you want to continue on with the main plot, head that way. You have a new type of enemy, which is actually a former boss. They have been demoted to the position of a roaming mob enemy, and it's the Shadow of Yharnam. They still kind of suck, so be very much on the lookout for that. But this is a shortcut that we can take from the end area boss, I believe. So obviously we can't really do much with it now, but we can step into this cage, and it's very unsafe. It's ADA incompliant, and it's going to drop us all the way back down over here. And in case you wanted to somehow explore this lower half of the area, you're more than welcome to. Not entirely worth it. Instead, what you want to do is, you can see that the door even tried to shut. There's going to be an area where you have to jump off, and you have to do it while the cage is going up. If you do it while it's going down, you will fall through the floor and be really upset about that. So, only on the way up, and you should be fine. Okay, well, obviously, with great risk comes great reward, and this is probably one of the best that you can get, but make sure you have your sedatives on hand. Blue elixirs will not help, and if you have enough resistance, which I think we do, even if we don't use a sedative right away, it won't kill us immediately. All we have to do is get in there and attack the Winter Lantern on sight. Thank you. You dropped 10 pebbles? What the fuck? Alright, don't forget the sedatives, Mr. Cruz, and look at that. Oh, that's incredible. Yeah, this can be a pretty hectic area. If you end up getting grabbed by them, your frenzy meter will probably top out, and you'll take a bunch of damage, and likely end up dead. Let's avoid that now, shall we? Not here. This is the last place. I've been training for centuries to get to this point and do it without dying. Uh-oh. Are you okay? Oh, and there's that one right there. Yeah, there's 3 on the bridge. Well, player card is just right. Fuck it. Ma'am? Your car's extended warranty is no more. You are no Garden of Eyes, Mr. Winter Lantern. Not today. Not today. And that's all there is to it. This is why we've been saving Ludwig, even though I'm pretty sure HMS would be good. That might be okay too. That might be better. Alright. I do appreciate some blood gems. But that's not where it all ends, my friends, because we've got the return of the Nightmare Apostles. This time, they have human heads, which is fucking weird. Oh, hello. It's like you don't know a thing about fashion, I'm afraid. Ugh. Yeah, ooh, they don't like the thrust. That's good news bears for us. Yeah. And I think that is everything here. The difference with these ones is I think that they can still frenzy you, just not nearly to the degree that the Winter Lanterns can. Alright. So yeah, while this area is completely optional, the main reason why you'd want to go exploring this place is for this one singular lever. This will defeat the Brain of Mensis. That's right. The object that was causing frenzy across the entire starting area is no more. That's all there is to it. We can't get hurt by that thing any longer, nor can the denizens of the outside of the Nightmare of Mensis. So, yeah, that's fun. We can finally explore the courtyard without, you know, fear of death and or retribution. However, our woes are not over yet. Oh, shit. You saw me immediately. That's not good. I actually don't know if this is bad. I feel like that did hurt me. Let me see. It did. It does a lot of damage, so be on the lookout. You can see when the shards of blood attack you. I'm gonna let her walk away. Just mind your own business. Those Nightmare Apostles are not that great, but here's that damn singing again. You'd think I'd have that sound engraved into my memory, but oh my god, come on. Really now? Let's see. Yeah, so if you stay exposed for too long, it will deal steady damage. You saw it's 3 seconds and then it starts bumping. Alright. Yeah, I guess with all of those eyes, it doesn't come as much as a surprise. But the same standard approach works just as it did before. And if we play our cards just right, this is the last time we ever have to deal with this son of a bitch. Oh no! Alright, alright, alright. Don't mind me. That was about to be real bad. The prize that she was guarding comes in the form of one of our last items, the choir bell. This is incredibly helpful when it comes to summoning NPCs to help fight during bosses, because this restores not only your health, but also theirs, at the cost of, I believe, 7 Quicksilver. So I would highly recommend bringing this into fights that you summon friends with, especially ones that have a tendency to die pretty frequently, you know. So that is all of the items that you can collect for arcane users, and it's a fairly motley crew of stuff that you can equip, so there's no shortage of combinations to take on bosses and whatnot, which is pretty cool. I don't know, if you ask me. I don't have to take you guys on, but let's just finish you off since I did everything else in here. It's just having a nice little meeting there. Just like, yep, there goes that Garden of Eyes over there. It's like, well, dumbass, they're called winter lanterns. How many times have we been over this? How many times have you looked at incorrect enemy names and come to the conclusion that just because they have a bunch of eyes doesn't make them a garden of them, you know? But we're relatively free at this point, so that's good. We'll go and snag some wisdom. Some of that we'll probably never use. Even more wisdom. That's cool. I think these ones give you 2 insight each. So, I mean, a fairly healthy dose of it. Is that somewhere? No. I don't think we can go down over there. There's the moon again. The moon. The moon. And there's actually a little staircase down here that can take you to one of the exits. It's not the one we're going to take, but you remember that iron key we picked up before? Yeah, well, this is where it comes into play. And come to think of it, I don't know if it would even be worth it to come this way, because we step into the fog, and this will take us back to Mikolash Cage's little area. I'm pretty sure we got everything here. If you want to go back down those stairs and grab that moon rune, feel free to, but we are en route to grabbing the best version of it you can, just normally in game at least. So, remember we, you know, tossed that brain down into an endless abyss? Well, as it turns out, it was just right over here. We'll go and make sure you don't fall into the pit, because that will hurt. It will kill you. And instead, pick yourself up the only blood rock in the entire game. That's right. We got it, baby. And it's time for us to leave. You will... Oh, right. This is where we fought the Ludwig asshole. Oh, and you're here too. That's fun. Okay, well, sir, if you don't mind, we're a little behind on our backshot quota. Okay, so we are in full authority to make a beeline straight to the final boss, but I do want to head over here. And by final boss, I just mean of this area. And this is going to take us outside, which is perfectly fine. It is a-okay with me, because we need to reload the area at this point, and now that we have the blood rock, it's the perfect opportunity to do so. Well, something tells me I probably do not have enough for a level up, which is perfectly okay. But let's go ahead and fortify once and for all our final weapon. It was kind of a toss-up between Ludwig and HMS, and looking at the stats, they're pretty comparable. I mean, I'm pretty sure HMS is still stronger, but there is a certain moveset that Ludwig has with an overhead swing in its double-handed mode that is going to be invaluable in a future boss fight. So, without further ado, let's use it. We are a weapon master. We use the blood rock and all is well in the world. But is that everything that we wanted to do? I'm not sure about that. We got a lot of Madmen's knowledge. Enough for a blood rock, as a matter of fact. Let's go ahead and just use a couple of them, shall we? I think you can only have 99 at once, but we'll go 25. There we go. I become more insightful by the second. And we can go ahead and purchase ourselves... Oh, no, I have to defeat the final boss for that, don't I? Well, not the final. The one at the end of the area is what I meant. Well, I feel a little silly now, don't I? I don't think we can even buy anything. Mikolash doesn't drop anything fun. Damn, what a shame. That's really anticlimactic. I wanted to walk out of here with 2 blood rocks, but I guess I just got a little ahead of myself. Let's go. And, ooh, we're running out of time. To the base I meant to select. Thank God for the power of editing magic. So we are intentionally going back this way for the 3rd time in this episode. And the reason for that being is that upon reloading this area, a new, I guess, elevator appears, a death trap contraption in the form of a cage. And it is clear back over here, which means it's probably a good idea we go and take care of the old attendant. Oh my God, she's so fast. That's what she said. Thank you. All right, you see it? It's right there. Oh my God. Get out of here, you loser. 2 hits and you're done. Please and thank you. That also feels like a pretty good drop. Be careful, because sometimes a little fella's just gonna run out at you and just absolutely bum rush you off the side. Namely this one. Thank you. Oh, God. We got a little spunk. Okay, so very carefully step inside and it will drop us down into the deep, dark abyss from which that brain dropped. And, oh, it's weird. It's quite a ways that we're going down, it looks like, but yeah. Depending on how good your vision is, you might see something like a book on the floor. And if you walk in a specific direction just enough, you might notice something a little peculiar. Hello there, Brainy. Look at him. Completely and utterly defenseless, which is a damn shame. Doesn't cause frenzy, will not retaliate if you attack, but what you want to do is not press the wrong button every single time. This is the point where you can make contact. And as was demonstrated at the beginning of one of the episodes we were in the research hall, if you pose just long enough, eventually you will realign to the correct direction. And I think in the video it was like 30 seconds I ended up waiting. I did it on complete accident as I was starting my introduction. I had to redo it because one of the worst things that I do in these recordings is take 30 to 40 minutes to even start things off, and then I just hit the ground running, but it never happens unless I'm with Sarah, and then she forces me to go at the first take. And then I'm never satisfied with it for some reason. I don't know. She always just looks at me like this every time. It's like a minor T-pose. But just make sure you don't move. You're patient. And if you're lucky, you might get it in as long as up to like a minute. It, I think, varies. I don't know what determines how long you have to wait. But eventually, once we make that incredible realization that any day now we might be doing something right here, we'll get something good. But although this is optional, you really should do it. There you go. We get the 3rd and final iteration of the Moon Rune, which gives us the most blood echoes after, which is nice. Now we can defeat. This thing is actually surprisingly tanky too. Just going, there you go. Like this level 10 Ludwig I picked up. It's pretty great, isn't it? Come on. Any day now. The reason why you want to defeat this creature who is doing absolutely nothing to hurt you in this state whatsoever is for the material that it drops. the living stream. This is required in order to create the Great Thumerian Ehole. Ehole? I don't know what it's called, but it's the last chalice dungeon you have to do to fight the main final bonus boss, whatever you want to call her. And it's a pretty interesting fight, to say the absolute least. Something we'll be covering in a bonus episode, I've decided, because now that all of this has been said and done, let's go back to the Hunter's Dream. Oh. Because with that, ladies and gentlemen, we conclude our time here in Bloodborne. My name is Allison Cruz. Thank you all so much for joining me throughout our ascent of Murgo's Loft. I hate to say it, but next time on the game, we are not going to be continuing that course of action, mostly because Sarah is taking me on an extended vacation and it's going to be a while before I'm able to get back to this, at which point off screen, I'm going to save you the suffering of having to complete the Defiled Chalice in the Thumero dungeon. This is one of the worst that you could possibly ever play through because your health will be reduced by 50%. Granted, your healing and the physical damage you take will also be reduced, but elemental damage will not, which means that anything that can shoot spells at you is a one-hit combo. And this is why we went into the Alien Loran into the first place, was for the bastard Lorans needed to conduct this, because on the third floor you have to beat the final boss in order to get the final chalice, which you need the living string to conduct. So yeah, this is going to be done off screen, and luckily it's actually not that bad. It's only the bosses that are a little bit on the rough side, so we'll go ahead and save that for later. And next time we actually will do another holy chalice in the form of the Great Ease. This one is pretty fun, and a lot of the enemies do drop a ton of blood echoes. You just have to keep in mind, most of the enemies here are actually brain suckers. So yeah, kind of odd how that works out. And we have just enough pearl slugs and ritual blood to do it now. So this will be saved for the future, and we need to do this so that we can also get more supplies for later. And you'll see what I mean by that a bit later once we get there. Red jellies, that's what we need. You can get them in New Game Plus, but we need 4 of them. We only have 2, and the only other 2 you can get in a new game is in this dungeon. So we'll go ahead and see that through to the end. But then, you know, it's bonus episodes from then on out, and we finish the game. Take care, everybody, and I'll see you next time. Hopefully I don't suck. I really hope I'm not doing terrible at this the next time we play this.